Hello. Cool. So this is gonna be another video on utago. It's like less messy. All right, folks. Let's do this. What are we doing though? Let's check our anime mascot. Go to remove.pg and make it transparent. Hey, by the way, I was not able to install WebGTK last. WebKit. I wasn't able to install WebKit last time. I need to figure out how to install WebKit. Otherwise, I'm going to switch to Diaxis because after all the deliberation right there, right? It's just gonna be. I know it's going to be less bright, but it's much more valuable to have something with no background. Something went wrong, GitHub. You're just amazing. Just amazing, GitHub. Thank you. Alright. What's going on? Hey, by the way, my mic was far away. I forgot to do that. What is just GitHub is just amazing. Alright. I hope the mute functionality in my mic works. Okay. What's going on? Give me a second. Yeah, sorry. Yeah, I just realized my MCP had tripped. Not MCP. My MCP had tripped. So my AC was off. And alright, cool. I'm gonna give myself 2 minutes to figure out WebKit. Alright. WebKit. Arch. Bin. AUI. Now. Also 1 second. I need to quit the browser. Browser just. Okay, for some reason I'm not allowed to use AC today, looks like. I don't know what's going on there. Alright, doesn't matter. We'll still do this. Helium. Thank you. Okay, so lib webkit arch bin, and I need to be not ChatGPT, dude. Good. Okay, fine. Now that it's here. Alright. WebKit to GTK. No, I don't want to build. I don't want to compile. I love GPT, dude. It knows I'm working on utago. I don't even know if my AC is working or not. Okay, what do you think? I thought that's what I did last time. Okay, I need basic. Sorry, what sum? What kind of a sum do you want? What was the last year thing? Yeah, it was live webkit, right? This was just not working. I just want to play music. I don't care about generating it. Just the fact that it's copyright free is the thing I care about. Yay! I know, it's just cloning stuff. We're 5 minutes in, okay? 10 minutes is my cutoff. I'm not gonna do more than 10 minutes on compiling GTK. WebKit. WebKit GTK2. Looks like it's getting a release from somewhere. Okay. Why are they installing Ruby and Python? What's going on here? Hey, wait. I want GTK 3, right? Not 2. I want 3. Oh, never mind. I should have done this off camera. I'm gonna end up with Access just because. Alright, I don't know. A few more minutes, I guess. It's extracting source, dude. I doubt it. You know what? Let this go on. I think I have to switch to Access. But dude, I don't know what. I had a whole plan in Go. I had the Crunk library, I had Bucky for Whisper. I don't know what's gonna be in Go. I don't think this is gonna. Yeah, it's inclined to compile. Although the compilation doesn't look that bad today. Yesterday I had like a lot of errors, but I don't know. Hi running unit tests, some tests. Okay, if you're waiting anyways, let's watch something. At least we'll get some clips out of this. Alright. Come on, YouTube, you can do it. You can open the website in 2026. Yay. Alright. Oh, this guy has something new. Hussein Nassar has a Postgres concurrency thing. What else? Oh, not relevant to this thing. I thought this was done. Okay, it'll be the exact same video though. New intro, you insane, I know that. This is a better stack podcast right here. Yeah. You got a flute, huh? That's so random. Okay, let's see what feature is talking about.
Most people fail to learn Rust because they try to understand the hardest Rust concepts in isolation.
Macros. I don't understand macros.
But in real production
Unsafe, of course. Unsafe Rust is.
Rust, these concepts show up all at once. These few lines of Rust code are proof.
What's happening here? We have a main Tokyo main macro, which is basically going to expand into a main function that returns a pinbox chain thing or other, yeah. And then you have a sleep new. Sleep is probably from Tokyo. And you're getting it there and doing a wait. Fine. Oh, wait, no. You have implemented sleep. Sleep is like a custom struct they've done where they've implemented poll. Oh, this is something I don't know. This is very exciting. This is one of the projects I wanted to do to really understand how an event loop works to build something like Tokyo. And I remember there was some video where somebody actually did that in like a 20-minute video, like a toy version. This is basically that, I guess.
This is essentially how Tokyo's sleep works under the hood. And packed inside this tiny example are macros, async functions, lifetime parameters, and unsafe Rust, all colliding together. So in today's video, we'll deconstruct this code snippet so you can internalize the 4 hardest Rust concepts in only 10
Love that.
minutes. So grab a notepad, get your popcorn, and let's dive right in. This video is presented by the Rust Live Accelerator, and today we're officially opening applications. More on that later. First, let's set the stage and just understand high level what this code is doing. Our sleep future is doing one simple thing. It periodically checks the clock. If it's too early for the set duration, it comes back and checks again later.
Makes sense.
On top, Tokyo main is a macro, the first of the 4 hardest concepts in this file. A macro is code that writes code. Its whole purpose is to kill boilerplate.
I mean, yeah, I know it's bytes in, bytes out, but how are you going to explain this right now? Because Tokyo is like very complicated.
Instead of handwriting the same setup every single time, you can capture it once and reuse it with a single line.
Oh, Vim macro. Actually, that's a really nice way to understand it. A macro is basically a Vim macro, right? For those of you who don't know what I'm talking about, you can go here and I could basically create a.txt, and I'm going to go here. I'm going to put a few names. I'm going to say Ashu. I'm going to say Prime. I'm going to say Teach. I'm going to say Akansha, Shivam. There's some random names that came to my mind. Nakshatra. Okay, cool. So I have this stuff. Now, of course, I could go here and I could say, if I want to say my hello, I'm my name. Nice to meet you, right? So one way is to do this. I can do this. I can insert hello. I'm gonna make it bigger. Hello. Right? Then I can go to the end. But now if I want to do nice to meet you, what I have to do is, okay, I can't really do this, right? I can't do nice to. That's just gonna do that. So that doesn't work. So one option is put some spaces. So it already breaks down here. So then instead, what I can do is I can record a macro where I put I type hello, I put comma, I go space, I go escape, I go one word next. Sorry, that's too much. Go back. End of the thing. And I say dot dot dot. Nice to meet you. Alright. And I go to the next line. Sorry, I go to the next word. And then I quit recording. And then I can just run this macro 5 times. I do 5 at A, right? No. I do at A. You get the idea, right? I can just re-record this stuff right here. So this is a macro. I just recorded it and then I replayed it. So that is something that Rust lets us do within the language, right? That's a good way to understand.
And here's the key thing about macros. They are hard to write, but easy to use.
Yeah.
Writing one means writing a program that generates correct
used
Rust
a lot of
code for
macros.
every possible input, which is genuinely difficult.
Okay, web macros are easy to record, hard to use, I guess.
But using one, like we are here, is simple. Let's unpack what this single line does for us. This is what the Tokyo main macro expands your
Okay, Tokyo and time builder. Okay, fine. No, I thought you would go through all of this. This makes sense.
code into. It
Block
builds a
on,
multi-threaded
block on.
runtime
Block
and then runs
on.
your async function on top of it. You wrote 3 lines and the macro generated 10. Now let's head back to our original code.
It's a very fond taste in your, I love Rust.
Right below the main macro is async function main and sleep new, which are both async functions. Async Rust is the second of our 4 concepts. A trait is Rust's word for an interface. To implement the future trait,
Want me to put it
you
down?
need 2 things. First, an output type, what the future hands back when it finishes. Our sleep returns unit. Unit is simply Rust's way of saying a function returns nothing meaningful. Here, we only care that time
I've never heard somebody say unit, even though I learned Rust like 4 years ago from this guy only, but still.
has passed. And second, a poll method. This is the method that async runtime calls over and over to ask the future, Are you done yet? Now, poll takes a couple of arguments, but the one that matters here is context. And the context is where our third concept appears, lifetimes. See this tick underscore? That is a lifetime annotation. Now, what does this mean visually? Lifetimes exist in Rust because Rust guarantees memory safety without a garbage collector. But to do that, the Rust compiler has to be certain that no reference is ever used after the thing it points to is deallocated. Now here's why the tick underscore syntax shows up. The context struct has a mutable reference inside of it, and anything carrying a reference inside has to declare how long that reference is valid for.
Yeah.
That's what a lifetime is. A
Fine.
label for the window where the reference is safe
I'm trying to think, why did he need unsafe?
to use. The tick underscore syntax here is an anonymous lifetime, which means we want the compiler to infer the scope where the reference is valid. The scope of the lifetime starts right here at the
Isn't that the default? If you don't give any lifetimes in that anonymous lifetime?
first curly brace. The moment poll is called and the runtime hands the
First scope, basically. Curly brace.
context in. And it ends right here at the last curly brace. The moment checked any code that tries. Every reference and every memory access gets checked by the compiler.
Yeah, so what? I mean, this is a good way to explain it, but my issue is I don't know what get uncheck mute does. Right? My idea is that's probably an unsafe function that is returning, if it's probably just returning a reference and you're doing unsafe on it. I don't know. I don't understand this concept until I see what get uncheck mute does. I mean, I get the fact that getting an unchecked mutable reference is unsafe. I get that. But what I don't get is, what is the type of me? Who am I? I don't get it.
Compiler. And anything it can't prove is sound gets rejected.
Yeah.
Unsafe Rust is a way to opt out of Rust's strict safety checks.
Know that.
It lets you run a small set of operations written in other languages.
Function.
It is a promise from the compiler
Yeah,
that
I know that. Async function pin
that
mute,
this value
pin box time, all of
won't
those
move
things.
in memory.
But when do you have to do pin box time? When do you have to just do a pin reference? Because you have the.
Why does pin matter here? Async futures can end up holding references to data stored inside themselves. If the future were moved in memory, those references would still point to the old location.
I just accepted the fact that it's pin. I never thought why it's called pin. It's called pin because async can continue to have references. Did not think of that. Dude, this guy is amazing. The best Rust resource out there apart from Rust links.
Making them invalid. Pin is what guarantees the future stays in the same place, so those references remain valid. Think of pin like a lockbox. The compiler has sealed your value inside it, and is promising the value won't move in memory.
Okay.
If the value moved, those references would be left pointing at the wrong place. To actually reach in and mutate the value, you have to pry the lockbox open with the getUncheckedMutate method
Okay, sorry, my bad then. That's a method of pin. Pin provides you that.
inside of an unsafe block. The compiler can't verify you'll keep the promise that
I
you
don't know, I've never written unsafe Rust, so I didn't think of that at all. But yeah, it's coming from the pin, great.
won't move the pinned memory, so it forces you to wrap this operation in an unsafe block. And this is the common pattern you'll see in Rust. One small, carefully checked line of unsafe, wrapped inside an interface that is completely safe to use. You write the hard part once, and everything built on top of it stays safe. And now let's put everything together. We started with this single macro. Macros, Rust Live Accelerator, we work directly with developers like you who want to master Rust at a professional level, use Rust at their current workplace, or land their very first Rust job. So if you want hands-on guidance,
Okay, cool. Dude, there's this book called Rust Macros book. I really want to read that. There was a podcast where the author described it, and it really, spoke to me. But I never, the little book of Rust Macros. This is the one. I really want to read this. I'd maybe do a stream on learning new concepts. That's probably a good one, and I'm gonna go through something like this and build something with Rust macros. Because the reason Rust is amazing is because of macros, dude. I mean, seriously, you have Serde, you have Tokyo, you have so many things that are just macros. Ascama, right? Okay, yeah, it's not easy, but okay, I'll do it. And this stupid C. Should I have switched to Mac? If I was on Mac, I would have. Okay, forget it, dude. Dioxis it is, dude. Let's figure out the rest option. This is not compiling today. Let's look at Diox. No, Dioxis is fine. I know Dioxis will work. Give me a local AI Rust. Great. What's the way to do it? Because I know Llama CVP exists. I know Whisper CVP exists. But what? All right, something like this. What is this? It's an ecosystem of crates that makes it easy to develop applications for local AI. Okay. All right. Colossum. We have Whisper. Okay. This is interesting. Cool. So, for example, the lesson supports structure generation of arbitrary parsers. Okay. Alright. Huh. One Piece reference right away. Blackbeard is not always a One Piece reference, but it is, dude. Who cares? It is Teach. Huh? I have to try this out like now. Move to the right. Resize. Make it bigger. Let's go to, I don't know, desktop. Cargo new. I'm gonna call it Dofi. If you get the Colosseum do Flamingo reference, then you're welcome. If you don't, then it's not meant for you. Alright, so I'm gonna open them here. I'm gonna make it big. Alright. No, I'm gonna split this. Make that a little smaller. Are you kidding me? What? Dude? Dude, I'm struggling with the. I'm gonna move my mic aside for a second. What do you mean? This computer is not fast. Yeah, I don't know why this was not happening sometime back. I go to desktop, I think my mic is still at like my level here. Okay, never mind, I'm gonna put it in the middle. I don't want the audio to be bad. Cool, so Cargo had, what is it called? Colossum. Alright, what features we have available to us? Llama is there by default, BERT is there by default. Okay, but Anthropic, CUDA, fine, full language. I probably need language. OpenAI, who cares? Whisper, sound, vision, Surreal DB. Where did Surreal DB come from? And I have no idea what prompt and ending means. But it does have meta, which is interesting for Mac. So if I make Mac desktop, then some features like that would probably help. But yeah, I'm gonna add the language feature for now. I'm gonna try this thing. Alright, I'm gonna just. What is happening? It's the same thing. I don't know. I'm doing some weird key entry. I'm just gonna put the same thing in this here. I'm gonna just go with Tokyo. Yeah, my NSP is gonna give up on me. And in that case, I'm copy pasting. Without LSP, I'm not going to type it myself. What? Can't be that easy, dude. Huh. So with the system prompt, you're starting a model and you're doing this prompt input and looping through it. That's it. But in that case, forget waste. We're going to do the rest. If I can get a native Dioxis app with a native, I mean, how good that if I is with Llama CPP in the thing underlying the weird name they have underlying the whatever crunk corona something library. It's not gonna be better than something that's like Rust is really good with FFI. It has native C ABIs right there, and it's I've done like FFI with. Why are you? This laptop is. What is this? Huh? I just don't know what happened. The cargo failed on me. Alright, dude. So if this sets up Llama CPP internally in memory and it just does this thing, then it's amazing. It's right there. Are you kidding me, dude? Fuser is used for ML inference. Dude, how many stars does this have to be? Pretty good, dude. I'm gonna start it. I do have a website. Let's see how fancy that is. So I'm compiling C and I'm compiling Rust. Poor laptop, dude. I wanna give up on this, dude. Yeah. I'm not doing this. Who cares? I'm not doing it. I'm gonna do it in Rust. I would have done Wales, but my use case here was, I mean, Wales itself should not work on Hyperland basically for me right now. On Max basically. WebKit is not there. So who cares? I'm gonna check this out, dude. If this actually works out like well, this is like a dummy app, of course. But if it's that simple, I want to explore the library, dude. And we need LSD. Are you kidding me? Why? What all do you have? Oh, thank you. Okay, I don't want the compiler to fail. But yeah, show me. What else do you have? Get llama. You know what? I don't like the star imports. It's just not readable. Alright. Little llama model. Alright. Does it have JMA? I don't think that's how it works, dude. I think it's just a llama CPP interface. Alright. And let's look at this stuff. What is 5.3? Rust analyzer timeout. I don't understand. Rust analyzer timeout is something I have never. I think I'm gonna have to switch to my Mac, dude. I don't think I can use Hyperland because framework is just not Nirav Patel from framework is not even considering India as a target market, and Apple is the only reasonable company that sells good laptops in this country. Okay, so there's literally nothing else. Dell is like double the cost for like maybe good laptops. Like, why would I pay that? Why would anybody pay that? Yeah, none of these functions are there, buddy. The compile has to fail. But this seems like a totally, high level wrapper of a library. Did the website open at least? I know. Okay, continue. I don't care. The TLS is broken. AI you can trust with your data. Oh wow, sure. I love this. I had done this something like this for one of my projects before. Oh, what is this stuttering, dude? I can't believe I'm working with this. Microphone drag. Surreal DB. Oh, that's what that was for. So they have a local temp.db surreal KV and create a document table like this. And it's a drag. Dude. I can do so many things. And I can contribute to this thing. I'm pretty sure this is not a complete library, dude. Love it. Yeah, but I have to switch. I think if I want to do this ML thing, I have to switch to my MacBook. How long are we into this video? Half an hour. I have to switch my device, I think. was. We're done. You usually don't have to do Tokyo. Oh, there's no Tokyo. That's not Tokyo. Cargo at Tokyo full. Alright. You good? I think we're good. But I'm very uncomfortable right now. It's super hot. My AC is not working right now for some reason. I have to figure out the power. I couldn't do Wales because my libwebkit didn't compile. I have to switch to it. Unfortunately, we have to go Yabai. Asahi doesn't exist. See, whenever something like that happens, whenever I have to go to my laptop, I invariably, end up thinking about undeclared type llama. That's not what I end up thinking about, but yeah. Yeah, that's what I want. Right, so chat is a trait that they're implementing, so that has to be imported like that. And text stream, where is that from? Here. Sorry. Yeah, also this mic in the middle is causing issues today. Usually it doesn't. I don't know, today something is off. I think it's just the heat probably. Alright. I'm just gonna ask him, like, how can you make multiple level fruits? That's the question I'm gonna ask it. If it actually works. By the way, why did Firefox open up? It didn't. I don't know what happened there. Okay. Now, fine. What's that? Okay, it's a tiny model. It's just 2.7b. That's very less, dude. Interesting. It's Llama 3. 5.3. So then I'm guessing that is just a model. Right? My guess then is that is just a model. So I can say let A equal to llama. Show me what you got. Yeah, of course. Dude, I have to switch my MacBook. This is not, my Rust analyzer is just not working. If I'm doing Rust, I have to switch my Mac. The LSP doesn't work while I'm streaming. I don't know why, but it looks like it really doesn't. I'm gonna switch. No, I'm gonna switch. I do have a tiling window manager there. Don't worry, it's not going to be a soy dev Mac. It's not a soy dev Mac. But it's still not Arch, dude. Yeah, this is not compiling. Sorry. Bye bye. I'm starting a new one from my Mac.